also known as the Devil's Bible. It is famous for three reasons. It is the largest medieval manuscript in the world. It is written so accurately and uniformly that the feat seems inhuman. And it includes a large portrait of the devil. The book was written between 1104 and 1130, is 90 centimeters high, 50 centimeters wide, 20 centimeters thick, and weighs about 79 kilograms. It initially contained 320 pages, which are said to have been made from the skins of 160 donkeys. Two pages were made from each donkey skin, and the total area of this skin was 142.6 square meters. Although at some unknown time and for unknown reasons, 12 pages were removed. Large illuminated Bibles were usually part of the production of books by monks. But the size of the pages of the Codex Gigas is extraordinary. The manuscript is written in Carolingian minuscule, a popular and easily readable medieval script. It contains many detailed illuminations, mostly ornamental letters and geometric or plant-based figures, except for a squirrel perched on a letter, a portrait of Josephus, and the famous cartoon-like portrait of the devil. It also includes two images of heaven and earth, including the sun, moon and stars, and a planet made of sea with no land. The Codex Gigas is bound in a single volume, consisting of thick wooden boards, covered with white leather and engraved with unique designs not seen elsewhere. The two boards have metal fittings at the four corners and in the center, each elaborately decorated and containing a raised button on which the book was to be placed. There are two more metal fittings at the back, with a hole in it that was probably used to fasten the book to a piece of furniture, as if someone could carry it around. The binding was damaged in a fire, and in 1819, it was rebound by a craftsman in Stockholm, who received 78 riksdaler for materials and labor, which, for comparison, could have bought 2 cows. Inside, you can read the complete Latin Bible, Isidore of Seville's Encyclopedia Etymology, Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews, Cosmas of Prague's History of Bohemia, and numerous texts on magical formulas, methods of exorcism, and a calendar. A National Geographic documentary features interviews with experts in the fields of writing and forensic analysis, who conclude that it was written by a single scribe, and that the writing alone required at least 5 years of full-time labor, and another 20 years for the decoration. The scribe had to create lines before he could create the letters on each page, after which writing 100 lines per day would have been a reasonable goal. What makes the Codex even more fascinating is the nature of the writing, as it shows no signs of natural evolution of age, illness, mood, or style. In fact, its length, size, detail, and extraordinary amount of perfection are so great that a legend about its origins was recorded in the Middle Ages, which said that it was written by a monk who had broken his monastic vows and was sentenced to be imprisoned alive in a wall. To avoid this severe punishment, he promised to create a book that would contain all human knowledge, and that it would be ready in one night. When he realized that he could not complete the task alone, he asked the fallen angel Lucifer for help to complete it, in exchange for which he traded his soul. The devil accepted the deal, and the monk included his portrait in return for his help. In this image, the devil is wearing a white robe with small red comma-shaped dashes, which have been interpreted as a symbol of the tail of the ermine furs, which is usually a symbol of power. His tongue is forked, which is an image used in the Bible for an unfaithful person. Could this image actually be some kind of political commentary? Here is a quick timeline of the manuscript's rich life. 1104 to 1230. The Codex was probably written at the Podlasie Monastery, in the Kingdom of Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. 1195. Podlasie pledges it to the nearby monastery of Sedlec, which sells it to the Benedictine Order of Brno Monastery. 1594. Emperor Rudolf II takes the Codex on loan and keeps it in his palace in Prague. 1648. Prague is sacked by the Swedish army, and the manuscript ends up in Queen Christina's library, which was located in the T.I. Krona Castle. 1697. The castle burns to ashes, and 18,000 books and 5,700 manuscripts are destroyed in the fire. The Devil's Bible is saved because someone threw it out of a window, injuring a passerby and severely damaging the book's binding. 1768. The manuscript is installed in the newly rebuilt Stockholm Palace. 1819. The book is rebound. 1878. The Codex is secretly moved to a new library building located in Hamlegården Park. 2007. The manuscript is loaned to Prague, where it is displayed in the National Library. 2018. It is placed on permanent display in the Treasury Room of the Royal Library in Stockholm. If you can't make it to Stockholm, you can view the entire book in digital form on the library